Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nazwa Naila, student registration number 2024-20H137, Management Study Program, Faculty of Economic and Business. Here, I'll explain about my experience while being a management student at the Faculty of Economic and Business. Experience during being a student of Economic and Business University of Pattimura.
Introduction of College Life for New Students 1 and 2. I followed Introduction of College Life for New Students 3 times. The first Introduction of College Life for New Students University was implemented online, while the second and third Introduction of College Life for New Students was taken offline in the faculty and auditorium. At first I thought it was the Faculty of Economic and Business that was up near Opetetic. It turned out the Faculty of Economic and the Business was divided into buildings A, B, and C, and I didn't know it until I joined the Introduction of College Life for New Students. The Introduction of College Life for New Students and the faculty has to fill out a list of everyone who wants to go with Introduction of College Life for New Students offline. So I've got a list of names. Because of his position at the time, I don't have any friend, but it turned out that when I went into the room, it turned out that she was a complex commit and I sat next to her. And at first, I was a little clumsy in the room, but then I got comfortable and the faculty was so excited. Introduction of College Life for New Students 3. The third time Introduction of College Life for New Students was in the University Auditorium. In Introduction of College Life for New Students that third time, we were told to wear headbands on the month of birth and told to come very early, although I came to let that to let the good of good was not punished. After which we marched and listened to senior direction, and we were taught to walk in pairs to the auditorium. The third Introduction of College Life for a New Student was fun, even though it was a bit tired, and I met a new friend at the time.
About the study plan card, when the
The
initial
next
of the study plan cards can be selected, I guess we kind of have to sort of jump at it because I've heard that TikTok's experience is a lot. It turns out I'm not the one that got the study plan card and the quota of time, so I was more relaxed in her class selection. And the new one, I know turns out we had a selection of the study plan cards. We had to return the campus to validate his study card. So we have to get the stamp and the signature from the head of the department. Because I don't like if we had already selected the study card in Siakat, it would be okay. But it wasn't finished until then, so we should also ask the faculty to validate his study card. I had a lot of new friends though I was a bit awkward. College is my first adaptation process. In fact, I was still confused about how to read Siakat. Yes, it was clearly marked by the lecture sign, only sometimes it's still confused whether it should be adjusted to the same dashboard. But eventually, I got used to Siakat because there were a few courses that still had to be looked at drug Siakat, but after the selection of class president, everything was more complicated because a lot of college information was obtained from class president. The first time I got into college this the first time I got into college to study, I was really excited. Like, okay, today I will truly become a student. I will experience everyday life like a student. Still, in order to do so, there was a slight problem in finding that class the first time he arrived at the building as if he had before, but not to do so as to complete the paperwork, not to go around the campus. Finally, by the time I got to college to study, it was all about looking for a class. Because it was so hard to find a class because you had to be paying attention to the class. When the world was high school, it was the same time as college. It was the same time as college. When I finish my morning course, there's a curtain hour when we can do off-campus activities. We can eat, rest, pray, and so on. It's not until the point hour that I have to go back to the college to follow my next course schedule. I also found out that if the lecture wasn't a full week, it would have been in certain days that he didn't have a lecture at all, and it would have been a novelty for me. For the midterms, I think same as school time. Usually, the school has determined that within a certain month and a certain week, there will be an exam called the midterm, and all the students will be required to attend. So, during the week, the student will be performing the midterms. As it turns out, it wasn't like being in school at all. That her midterm test could be on a different week. It didn't have to be during one of the same midterms. The closing is, we never know what the future will bring. Never hesitate to take, for every step we take now will determine the future and what kind of future we will take. Don't be afraid to start, don't be afraid to try, because out of it all we are forget to be strong men. Success will not come to those who will not try, because ultimately real success comes from those who are relentless and willing to try.